What's up, out there world? Yeah, just giving you a quick thought for today. I've been pondering and thinking a lot about, retirement. I just turned 40 this year, so I know it's a good ways out, but it's kind of like I just don't like that word, and I don't like how it's used so much, around. And as being a Christian and stuff, I don't really. It just kind of hits different, And I try to let my focus be, that I want to shoot towards a refocusment in life, that like retirement sometimes sounds like, you go to work, you go contribute to the world, to the workplace, save up a bunch of money, retire, pull out from the workplace, and then, go live your life, travel the world, and so on and so forth, whatever people do in retirement, and I really been impressed upon my heart of just try to let it be a refocusment in my life of what I'm going to do, from that day. Right now, raising my kids, trying to, save up for them. I'm trying to learn a lot about finances, learn a lot about gardening, these growing, some apples and stuff. Pretty cool. They're 2 years old. The tree, just, a $35 tree, to put in the ground, and, just taking care of it, tending it, feeding it nutrients, pruning it. And, I find it interesting how it correlates so much to our life, the Bible, of we're called so many times to prune our lives, prune back the branches, in our life, and just trying to learn so much that you can grow and you can bear fruit. So the more you prune, the more that tree will grow fruit. And with so many different things, and that's just kind of how I want my life to be. I mean, just growing and learning constantly, daily, all the time. I mean, growing grapes. I mean, these are like a year old, and it's so cool, and it's so fascinating just to see, teaching my kids, and they see that and they light up, and just like, holy cow, it's been here so long just as a plant, but they don't realize, that, hey, this is a vine, this is, growing fruit, and it's like so cool, just to take it back to the principles, and you see this stuff. And that's just, I encourage you to, think about that in your life, wherever you go. We're all at different stages in our life. Some of us are young, some of us are old, some are middle-aged, some of us are working, just getting out into the world. Some have been in the world for a long time, been through wars and all kinds of stuff, so it's just, banana trees, just a lot of growing different stuff. And that's how I want my life. And, encourage you guys to let your life be a life that, is constantly daily pruned, and so that you can continue to keep growing. So just let that encourage you today. Love y'all.